Hi, this is Paul Humber, and I am talking about a project that a friend of mine from New Zealand, Richard Gunther, I've never met him, but I really like him, and I've put a lot of his images in various social media contexts, and some people have written and saying, you know, is this in the form of a book and so on. So we decided to put it together in the form of a book. So let me talk about this Creation Compendium. There are 376 pages. It's in full color. There are pictures of animals and even interesting cartoons like the one on page 12. Let me read it. Just who is the cuckoo? That's what it's called. So the boy on the sort of left from us, or the right side, I believe the living God created the universe, life, and our beautiful earth by the word of his command. You remember in Genesis it says, let there be light, and there was light. And his friend says, I think he's cuckoo. So the friend said, so what do you believe? I believe nothing made everything. Life appeared by accident, and the DNA code wrote itself. I believe you and I and everyone came from pond scum. And you think I'm cuckoo? Do you really believe all what you just said? Yes, and right now I'm feeling very embarrassed. Well, the lad should feel embarrassed because God himself has revealed himself to everyone. How do I know that? Well, if you check out Romans 1:19, it says, because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them. Well, is this a booklet for the whole family? And I believe the answer is yes. For example, here's page 9. And by the way, near the end, I plan to actually stand up and get up there, and you can actually see my hands flipping through some of the pages quickly, you know, sort of. But that's on the agenda. Of course, I'm not going to stop at every page, but at least you get a sense that there are a lot of pages in full color. And also the fact that it's spiral bound is a good idea, and maybe I can say something about that. Anyway, this particular page is about the Coelacanth fish. You may be aware that at one time it was thought to be extinct millions of years ago and so, but it actually was caught off the coast of Madagascar in 1938, and many have been found since, and it's alive today, so it's like a living fossil. And there are many other animals or plants that fit that category, like the Wallaby pine and so on. But this is also, in addition to having interesting pictures like that fish down at the bottom left, it's also for mom and dad. They can see, for example, an actual photograph of a diver swimming alongside the fish in the ocean. In other words, this is reality. This is not just pretend stuff for kids. We want kids and parents too to fall in love with Creator Christ. That's the bottom line here. This is not really to make money. We're actually losing money on this project, but it's a ministry to people, kids, families, whatever. And Creator Christ is God the Son. He made the fish, he made everything else, including children, parents, and me and you. Now on page 32 you can see I call him Mr. Zoom because he's zooming down the hill. Why? Well, it's talking about our DNA. Now, admittedly, kids don't know too much about DNA, but maybe they might get an idea that we're sort of complex. The DNA is not increasing in complexity as evolution would seem to require. But it all came from scum or so-called simple cells all the way up to us. No, our DNA is degenerating, going downhill. Mutations increase in number every generation, and we all face ugly death. There is a wonderful, happy solution, however. Adam and Eve were given garments from the Lord. You can sort of see them with Richard's diagram there on the left, wearing garments of skin. And those garments were a type of the robe of righteousness that Jesus gives to those that put their faith in him. He washes their sin away, but he gives them his righteousness. That's what Jeremiah 23:6 says, and this is the name by which he, the Messiah, will be called, the Lord our righteousness. His righteousness becomes our righteousness by faith. So are you wearing Christ's robe? You may want to consider getting this book and learning more about it. Well, what have other people been saying about it? Well, it's just been out not too long, but here are two responses. One that was written on December 27, 2017. I'm speaking in January. And this person, a woman, writes, I can't begin to tell you how much we enjoyed your book, Creation Compendium. It was what at Christmas, it was a hit. It was a hit at Christmas. We played a group trivia game using many of the topics in the book. My nephews especially were intrigued with the hows and whys. In fact, come time to eat, they said, can't we keep playing? That was an interesting thank you note that I received. And here's another one from a fellow this time. Thank you for your wonderful new book, The Creation Compendium. I have read numerous pages and have learned a great deal as a result. Those last few words were on the next page, and I decided not to copy, but you sort of get a sense. Now, this book is on Amazon. You can read two reviews already that are up there, and both reviews gave the Creation Compendium 5 stars. So you can do that, read them. But here on the next one, I actually read part of one, or at least maybe all of one. So one of them says, this is an excellent bedside or leisure read. Its 376 full-color pages consists of short, pithy vignettes of the wonders of the natural world, plus some sections on issues such as the release time program, theology, and some background on the author. It also contains an index on page 375 in case the reader has a specific interest. Humber also covers the enormous harm Darwinism does in societies such as Margaret Sanger's eugenic work and censorship of Darwin skeptic attempts. The drawings by Richard Gunther are not only colorful but lively and engaging and add to the story that is told in each frame of the book. The book covers not only animal life but also astronomy, geology, biomimicry, and even entomology. Humber also covers some human anatomy for those who want to learn more about how their body works. He even quotes Darwin, who admitted in his autobiography that he, Darwin, was much given to inventing deliberate falsehoods. All in all, an excellent read, highly recommended. Sorry, I went the wrong way. Now this is actually the last slide, so let me just explain what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the light on so you're going to be able to see the book as I flip it. But this is a picture that was taken of me when I was in Washington recently. One of my sons was there, and my wife went with me, and my sister and all. And we went to the Museum of the Bible, which is an excellent museum to attend. I encourage anyone to put that into you. It's free, but we did have to line up. It was a little bit of a wait. But in addition to the book being on Amazon, you can get it on CR Ministries. There's perhaps one or two other sources, but CR Ministries is our website. And if you go in the upper right corner, you'll see CR Bookstore. And if you click on that menu item, different books that I've written and so on are there, and including the Creation Compendium. Now, I'm going to go and walk over there. I'm going to put the light on so you'll be able to, maybe be a change of image. I hope I don't knock over this tripod here. And I'm walking over to show you the Creation Compendium. Now you notice that it's spiral here. And but let me flip through some of the pages. I'm going to start sort of at the back, and I hope you can see this. I'll move it a little bit into the light. I don't know what the focus is going to look like, but this is flipping through all the pages. Well, I'm skipping over some, but you can see that there are a lot of pages here that would potentially interest children about to go to bed and so on and so forth. And this is the front cover, this is the back cover, and I'll make a special deal for people that are watching this. If you if you write to me, and there's my name, Paul Humber at Verizon.net. You don't need to capitalize the V. I don't know why that happened, but it doesn't make any difference, I don't think. And say, you know, I'd like to make an order. I'm going to make an order, and I'd like you to give me this booklet, which is free. Israel the Magnificent is a picture of myself with Rabbi Tovia Singer, and we were in debate up in Queens, New York, a number of years ago, and I was defending the deity of Christ from the Old Testament, that the Messiah would be actually God in human flesh, and he did not believe that the Messiah would be divine. But anyway, it talks about Israel the Magnificent, which I won't give you too much of an indication actually who this Israel the Magnificent is, but I will tell you that it's in the book of Isaiah, the identification of who this Israel the Magnificent is. And you can get this free if you get this book. Another book that has been very popular is this one, 400 Prophecies, Appearances or Foreshadowings of Christ in the Tanakh, which is the Jewish way of saying Old Testament. And there's been people all over the state, all over the United States have been ordering this book. And when you this is page 267 in the compendium, and you can see that the spiral actually helps you to keep it open for the next night if you want to read to your children. This is about the swimming boxfish, and this one is a picture actually of a dinosaur dragon. This is a fossilized skull here, and you can see the knobs and the points and so on. And so there are many things in this book that here's the impossible cartoon account. Here's Planet Robot, and here's Calvin and Arminius, and so on. So we talk about many issues, and it'll take me, I guess, a few moments to get up and get back to the cam here. But thank you for listening, and you know, give it thought. I hope that this has been an interesting video. You certainly don't have to invest, but you're welcome to do so, and I am happy to send that extra little Israel the Magnificent book free. And also, if you find that charge for the book is a little high for you, I have been known to give a special offer to some people, In fact, some people have received 2 for the price of 1. That way they have a copy and they can give it to a friend or whatever as a gift. So write me. I'd like you to write me at that email at the bottom, though, so I can be alert what your intention is. Thank you very much.